Good morning. Trust you had a good week in the Lord. No trials or tribulations. No crosses to bear. No favorite family members to put up with at gatherings. I had a trying week myself, but here we are. We're blessed to be able to gather together on this Christmas Eve 2023. We'll be in 2 Samuel again. 2 Samuel chapter 20. I had a Christmas one, but Donald stole it, so no, that was good, brother. We last left off here where David is returning, and Sheba has done what Absalom did, where he stole the hearts of the people. You'd think they'd learned their lesson. But then again, I think I should have learned my lesson. Prone to wander, Lord, I feel it. Prone to leave the God I love. Just that quick, Israel's hearts are turned after another false king. Another man leading a rebellion. Telling people what they wanted to hear, if you will. And so David commissions Amasa here to go after Sheba. And we'll pick this up here in verse 4. Then said the king to Amasa, assemble me the men of Judah within 3 days, and be thou here present. So Amasa went to assemble the men of Judah, but he tarried longer than the set time which he had appointed him. There's a lot that could be said about that, isn't there? Delayed obedience is really disobedience. I remember as a young man in chapel being a preacher taught this, and there's a lot we could say about that, but we won't today. Delayed, there's a lot of times the Lord tells me to do something. Like Jonah. I run. Disobedience. Anyway, so Amasa didn't do. David said, be ready in 3 days, and he didn't do it. Then, and David said to Abishai, now shall Sheba the son of Bichri do us more harm than did Absalom. Take thou thy Lord's servants and pursue after him, lest he get him fenced cities and escape us. And there went out after him Joab's men, the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and all the mighty men, and they went out after Jerusalem to pursue after Sheba the son of Bichri. When they were at the great stone which is in Gibeon, Amasa went before them, and Joab's garment that he had put on was girded about unto him, and upon it girded with a sword fastened upon his loins and a sheath thereof, and as he went forth it fell out. And Joab said to Amasa, art thou in health, my brother? And Joab took Amasa by the beard with the right hand to kiss him. But Amasa took no heed to the sword which was in Joab's hand, and he smote him therewith in the 5th rib, and shed out his bowels to the ground, and struck him not again, and he died. So Joab and Abishai his brother pursued after Sheba the son of Bichri. Here again, Joab strikes again. Now, how did we get here? Do you remember in the previous chapter here, David pardoned Amasa. Amasa led Absalom's army. That's how he got here. And in the previous chapter, in verse 13, David sent word to him. He said, and say ye to Amasa, art thou not of my bone and of my flesh? God do so to me, and more also, if thou be not captain of the host before me continually in the room of Joab. So he has replaced Joab here. So what is Joab doing? He's getting revenge. And that's what I want to talk to y'all this morning about, forgiveness. I hate this subject because it's a great concept till I have to forgive. Yeah, it sounds wonderful. And I like to be forgiven, but I don't like to grant forgiveness. Joab here, his motivation's right. He serves David the king, but he does things in the flesh. And that's where I find myself. we want to build the American empire, don't we? Somebody said the American Jesus would say, "But I tell you, obliterate your enemies and shoot in the head those that persecute you, that they may never be the sons of your Father in heaven." That's the way we are. We've got our Second Amendment. What did Jesus say? Love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Give them your coat. They want to go 1 mile, walk 2 miles. But here Joab has once again let his flesh get the betterment of him. And it's just cold-hearted and calloused. He does this, and him and his brother just go on as if nothing. If you read on here, they leave him laying in the highway. And people start rubbernecking, if you will, coming by looking at the scene and the mess that they've made here. Why? No forgiveness. He would not honor the king's pardon. And I find myself going through this world not wanting to honor the king's pardon. If you will, go to John chapter 18. We're told that we don't advance the kingdom by might or military power or even through our flesh. How do we advance the kingdom? By my Spirit. In John 18 here, in verse 10, they've come to arrest Jesus. Judas has come with the army. And Peter's going to take care of it. Jesus already told Peter, "I'm going to die." He's prepared Peter for this. He says, "Watch ye and pray. Be in the Spirit, not in the flesh." What did Peter do? He slept. He wasn't ready. So what happens? Instinctively, his flesh reacts. What happens to me? What will happen to me this coming week at work when somebody does me wrong? I'm going to take my sword out and I'm going to lop their ear off. In the name of Jesus. Let's get it right now. Because I'm going to justify why I did what I did. Peter justified what he did. Listen, he was protecting the Lord. Have we ever done that? We got to protect His name. Then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it and smote the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. Then said Jesus unto Peter, "Put up thy sword into the sheath. The cup which my Father hath given me, shall I not drink it?" There's my problem. I don't want what the Lord has for me. I want something different. I don't want to drink that cup. We're all here on Christmas Eve. I'm sure we're about to part ways and go to family gatherings. And we've romanticized Christmas and how our gatherings are going to be. I know I'm guilty of this. I build it up how it's going to be. Everything. We'll all be sitting around making s'mores and all this kind of stuff. And something's not going to go right. And I'm going to draw my sword rather than drink the cup that the Lord's given me, rather than honor the king's pardon, so that they may become sons of God. We're so bad sometimes people don't want what we got. I was watching a message this week, and the guy mentioned that the disciples came and asked Jesus, said, "Teach us to pray." Now, why did they ask Him to teach them to pray? Number one, they'd seen Him do it, and they knew what it would do. Number two is, you don't ask somebody to teach you how to do something if they don't know how to do it. And here Jesus is showing forgiveness. Listen, he's just been betrayed by one of his own. I like to justify it like that. Well, their family, they should know better. I told y'all somebody wronged my daddy one time, and I set out to get revenge, and I made the biggest mess. And I still find myself every once in a while, if I can get a barb in on that person trying to take a pot shot at them. You know, I'm real spiritual. Not honoring the king's pardon. Not loving my enemies. Not recompensing good for evil. I want to recompense evil for evil. And that's my message this morning. Listen, we read this horrible act of Joab and we think we would never do it, but we do it. First chance we get to get our pound of flesh. Listen, this lost world we're around, if they die and go into eternal suffering, what's our pound of flesh going to matter? Jesus told them, said, if this was my kingdom, my servants would fight. And earlier he had said, Father, if it be thy will, what? Let this cup pass? But it wasn't the Father's will. I guess y'all can tell I'm kind of nasally a little today. I got sick again this week. And it made me so mad. And the Lord said, this is what I've got for you. Are you going to drink this cup? Yeah. I pushed it away. No, I don't. Hand me the NyQuil. Listen. No faith. We don't trust Him. We don't trust His will. We don't trust what He's put before us. We don't trust the situation we're in with our family members, in the pricking and the vexation that they do to us sometimes. A lot of times not deliberately, and sometimes it is deliberate. But are we going to extend this to them? Are we going to put their ear back on, or are we going to lop it off? I hope, listen, that we can let our light so shine before men that they want to be like us and not be like, I don't want what they got. I don't want a reputation for being one that can be vengeful. Joab, do you want Joab's reputation? Joab is a bad person. He's killed Abner, and now he killed. And that's the reason David removed him from leadership, is he did not follow his orders in the last battle. Like it or not, David gave the order that Absalom was to be spared. Like it or not, the order's been given to us that we're to love our enemies. Hello? Got quiet in here. And I'm going to have to eat this, what I'm telling you this week. And I should. I do desire to be a better person. I do desire to be imitators of God. Part of me does want to grab out and brother, it wants to drink this cup that the Father's given me. But where good is present, evil is also present. I want to push that cup away. I don't want it. As we gather this holiday season, let's remember this. Remember what Jesus did. He drank the cup that the Father gave Him so that we could have salvation. That's the real meaning of Christmas. I love y'all. I hope I've challenged you this morning. May the Lord bless you.